the question that won't leave you. Have you ever sat there, staring at your phone, asking yourself, why did Allah let me love someone who was never meant to stay? You didn't play with your feelings. You were sincere. You prayed. You dreamed. You pictured a future with this person so clearly that it almost felt real. And then, suddenly, it was gone. Maybe they moved on to someone else. Maybe the family said no. Maybe the relationship collapsed under secrets, arguments, or distance. And now, you're left with this heavy question in your chest. If they weren't written for me, why did Allah let my heart go that deep? In this video, I want to speak directly to that wound, not to shame you, not to tell you to just move on, but to share with you how this painful love might actually be one of the clearest signs of Allah's mercy, wisdom, and protection over your life. Love, qadr, and free will in Islam. Before we talk about why Allah allowed this love, we need to understand something very important about how life works in Islam. Allah is the one who created your heart, your emotions, and your need for connection. Wanting to love and be loved is not haram by itself. It's part of being human. But Allah also gave us a framework, a way to protect that love through halal, through commitment, through marriage. In this life, you have free will. You can choose who you talk to, who you get close to, who you open your heart to. But at the same time, there is qadr, Allah's divine decree. He already knows what you don't know, sees what you can't see, and understands the future you're walking into. Sometimes, you may deeply want something, but Allah knows it would break you in a way that destroys your deen. That tension between what you want and what Allah knows is where this story sits. Lesson 1. It revealed what you couldn't see. Sometimes, Allah lets your heart attach to someone so that the truth about them and the truth about you can finally come to the surface. At the beginning, everything felt perfect. The conversations flowed. You felt seen. You felt chosen. But as time went on, things started to appear. The way they spoke about Allah, the way they treated their parents, how they handled anger, money, loyalty, or temptation. Maybe you noticed their inconsistency in salah. Maybe you saw how easily they lied. Maybe you realized that you were always the one sacrificing, always the one chasing, always the one holding everything together. If you hadn't loved them that deeply, you might have ignored those red flags. You might have brushed off the discomfort in your chest and called it overthinking. But Allah allowed your heart to go there, not to humiliate you, but to expose what you needed to see in them and in yourself, so you wouldn't build your future on a beautiful-looking lie. What felt like a cruel trick was actually the curtain being pulled back. Lesson 2. Love was your classroom, not your final destination. What if that person was never meant to be your home, only your classroom? You see, some people come into your life not to stay forever, but to teach you what you could never learn from a book, a lecture, or a reminder video. You learned through tears, through waiting, through disappointment, through hope that didn't turn out the way you expected. Through this love, you started to see how quickly you attach, how far you're willing to go to keep someone, how easily you silence your own needs just to avoid losing them. You learned what you can no longer tolerate: disrespect, emotional games, being hidden instead of honored, being a secret instead of a serious intention. You learned that deen and character are not nice extras. They are the foundation. You learned that soft words mean nothing if the actions keep wounding you. In this classroom, Allah was not mocking you. He was educating your heart, shaping your standards, maturing your soul, so that next time, you don't just choose what makes you feel good in the moment. You choose what is good for your dunya and your akhirah. Lesson 3. Pain as protection, not rejection. Right now, it might feel like you were rejected. Rejected by them, rejected by life, maybe even rejected by Allah. But listen carefully. Just because something ended doesn't mean you were rejected. Sometimes, the doors that slam the hardest are the ones Allah closes with the most mercy. You don't know what Allah saw ahead of you. Maybe that person would have slowly pulled you away from your salah, your modesty, your values. Maybe marriage with them would have meant years of betrayal, emotional neglect, or being treated like an option in your own home. Maybe your children would have grown up in a storm of arguments, hypocrisy, and double lives. You saw the honeymoon version of them. Allah saw the lifetime version of them. So when Allah removed them, it hurt deeply. But that pain was a shield, not a slap, a protection, not a punishment. Your heart said, Ya Allah, let this work. Allah's wisdom replied, My servant, I love you too much to let this break you in ways you cannot recover from. It wasn't rejection, it was rescue. Lesson 4, detaching you from creation to attach you to the Creator. When that person left, it didn't just feel like you lost them, it felt like you lost yourself. Suddenly, the things that used to make you happy felt empty. The places you went together became triggering. Your chest felt heavy, your mind kept replaying memories, and your du'as sounded like, Ya Allah, please bring them back. I can't live without them. And that's where a hidden truth appears. Somewhere along the way, this person stopped being just a blessing and started becoming an idol in your heart. Not a statue, not an object, but a dependency. You leaned on them in a way you were supposed to lean on Allah. Their voice calmed you more than Qur'an. Their attention mattered more than your salah. So what does a merciful Lord do when he sees his servant becoming a slave to creation? He breaks the attachment so he can save the soul. This heartbreak is an invitation. Come back to me. Let me be the one you can't live without. Lesson 5. Here's something your heart needs to hear. Just because this person wasn't written for you doesn't mean no one is. Sometimes, Allah lets the almost come into your life before the actually written one appears. Why? So you're not naive anymore. So you're not easily fooled by sweet words and temporary chemistry. So when the right person comes, you recognize them by their taqwa, their consistency, their character, not just the butterflies. This experience fine-tuned your du'as. Before, you might have asked, Ya Allah, just let me marry them. Now, you're more likely to say, Ya Allah, send me someone who brings me closer to you, who protects my deen, who values my heart, who fears you and how they treat me. That is growth. That is preparation. The one who is truly written for you will not need you to beg for respect, hide in the shadows, or compromise your relationship with Allah just to keep them. This heartbreak is not the end of your love story. It's the editing phase before the real chapter begins. So now the question is, how do you actually heal? Because it's not enough to just know these revelations. Your heart needs a way forward. Step 1, accept the qadr of Allah. You're allowed to cry. You're allowed to miss them. But in between the tears, say, Ya Allah, you chose this for me, and you do not wrong your servants. Step 2, close the doors that keep reopening the wound. Limit contact. Unfollow or mute if you have to. Stop checking their page, their status, their life. Every look is like scratching a healing scar. Step 3, make tawbah if you cross boundaries. If there was haram involved, don't drown in shame. Use it as a reason to run back to Allah, not away from Him. Step 4, turn pain into ibadah. Cry in sujud. Read Qur'an with your broken heart. Fill the silence with dhikr. Step 5, seek support. Talk to someone wise, grounded, and God-conscious. You don't have to heal alone. Conclusion, your heart is still safe with Allah. Take a breath for a moment and look back at your story. You loved someone who didn't stay. You gave your heart, your time, your hopes, and it didn't turn into the future you imagined. On the outside, it looks like loss, but through the eyes of Iman, it starts to look like redirection. Through this experience, Allah showed you who they really were. He showed you who you really are. He protected you from unseen harm. He pulled you back from worshiping a person to worshiping Him alone. And He began preparing you for a love that is cleaner, safer, and more aligned with your deen. You are not foolish for loving. You are not cursed because it ended. You are a servant of Allah who who is being shaped by every test. If you can, whisper this with me: Ya Allah, I trust your wisdom more than my feelings. If something is not written for me, remove it gently from my heart and bring me what is better for my deen, my dunya, and my akhirah. Your heart was never in their hands. It has always been in His.